I never imagined that the bond between sisters could fray so badly over something as cold as cash. But when my account got wiped clean in the dead of night, and the thief turned out to be the one person I trusted most, it hit me like a dust storm in the Montana Badlands. My name's Emily Hayes, and at 32, I'd carved out a steady life for myself in Billings, Montana. Every dawn, I'd rise with the sun in my modest cabin on the outskirts of town, fire up the coffee pot that had been my grandma's, and hop into my old Ford F-150 to head to Yellowstone Accounting Services, where I'd been crunching numbers for local ranches and small businesses for the past 7 years. It wasn't flashy, but it was solid ground under my feet, something I'd fought hard for after growing up dirt poor on our family's failing cattle ranch near Bozeman. Our folks, Jack and Linda Hayes, had scraped by on that land, battling droughts and market crashes until they finally sold out and retired to a trailer park in Wyoming. Money was always a ghost in our house, there one minute, gone the next. That's why I became laser-focused on building a buffer against the world. While my friends chased rodeo dreams or headed to the big cities, I buried myself in community college accounting classes, dreaming of a nest egg that could weather any storm. By my early 30s, I'd socked away close to $85,000. Every overtime shift, every skipped trip to the local honky-donk, every thrift store find instead of new boots, it all went into that savings. My coworkers at the firm would hit up the Stockman bar for beers after work, but I'd head home to batch-cooked chili and beans, watching that balance climb like a slow sunrise. That money was my ticket to buying a small plot of land, maybe starting a family one day, putting down roots in this wide-open West where the wind never stops whispering promises. My sister Clara, 3 years my junior at 29, had always danced to a different tune. Where I played it safe, she chased the horizon. She'd flitted through jobs, waitressing at diners, selling handmade jewelry at craft fairs, even trying her hand at online dropshipping schemes that promised quick riches. Her rented trailer in Great Falls was cluttered with half-started projects, boxes of unsold turquoise necklaces, vision boards plastered with images of luxury RVs and Vegas getaways. But we were tight, or so I thought. Every weekend, we'd meet halfway at a Greasy Spoon in Helena for pancakes and coffee, swapping stories. She'd regale me with tales of her latest fling or surefire business idea, and I'd nod along, sometimes sliding her a couple $100 when bills piled up. That's what family does out here, you pull each other through the rough patches. You're wound tighter than a barbed wire fence. She'd tease, using the nickname only she could get away with. Life's too short to count every penny while the world's spinning. And I'd shoot back. Life's too long to end up broke when the well runs dry. But it'd end with laughter, her snagging the last bite of my bacon, and us shifting to lighter talk about mom and dad's latest fishing trip or the neighbor's prize bowl. Sure, there were irritants, her forgetting my birthday when funds were low, assuming I'd pick up the tab because I had a real job, the eye rolls at my boring life. But blood ran thick in our veins. She knew my secrets, like why I still jumped at thunder echoing off the Rockies. And I'd been her rock through breakups and busts. I'd shared my online banking login with her once, about 8 months back, when a nasty bout of pneumonia laid me up in the hospital. Just pay the utilities this once, I'd mumbled through the fever haze. And don't peek at the balance, you'll just rag on me for not splurging. She'd chuckled, handled it, and that was that. I meant to update the password, but life got busy. Tax season for ranchers meant endless audits, and I was scouting land parcels in the evenings. What harm could come from Clara? She was family. The warning signs were subtle, like coyote tracks in the snow. A flashy new leather jacket she said was a steal from a flea market. a upgraded smartphone when she'd been griping about her old one's glitches. Her sudden silence on borrowing cash. Yet her lifestyle hummed along. I chalked it up to luck, too wrapped up in my own grind to dig deeper. That fateful Sunday in late spring, we met at our usual spot. Clara seemed off, fidgety, picking at her hash browns, eyes darting like a spooked horse. "You all right?" I asked.
"Yeah,
"Just pondering some big moves. Positive ones." She flashed a smile that didn't stick. I should have probed, but I was buzzing about a 10-acre plot I'd eyed near Billings, enough space for a garden. Maybe horses. "Sounds perfect, she murmured. "You've earned it." Those words would haunt me like a ghost rider in the night. Monday hit like a freight train. Alarm at 5:30. Quick shower. Coffee brewing. I grabbed my phone to check emails, but first, my ritual, logging into the bank app to eye that savings bump. The screen loaded, and my world tilted. $5,112. It should have been over 85 grand. Heart pounding like a stampede. I refreshed, then dove into transactions. There it was, Saturday, 3:12 a.m. Wire transfer to Clara Hayes. $82,000. The mug shattered on the hardwood, coffee pooling like spilled blood. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think beyond the betrayal staring back in pixels. I dialed the bank's fraud line, voice trembling as I laid it out. The rep, a kind-voiced guy named Tom, investigated while I paced. MS.
Hayes.
The login was from your IP. Valid credentials. To a family account. This looks like a domestic dispute, not fraud. You'd need to handle it civilly, maybe mediation or court. Civilly? This was my sister gutting my future. I hung up, numb, and called Clara. It took 9 tries. "Hey."
Eminência.
Casual as a summer breeze. "Clara, what the hell?" I whispered. "The money. It's gone." A beat.
"Oh,
"That. You stole from me." "Stole?" "You shared the password. It's an investment in my future, our future." Her voice was steady, like discussing the weather. "What future?" "A boutique line of Western wear. Custom boots. Hats, it's gonna explode. I'll pay you back with profits in months." "That was for my land. You can wait." This couldn't. The entitlement in her tone sliced deep. "I'm telling Mom and Dad. Go ahead. They'll see it's just a loan between sisters." She was banking on their aversion to conflict. And damn it, she was right. I spent the day in a fog, calling lawyers. Montana law was clear. Since credentials were used, no criminal fraud. Civil suit possible. But with Clara's lack of assets, recovery was a long shot. Small claims capped at $7,500, way under. One attorney laid it bare. Family cases drag on, cost a fortune in fees. And even if you win, collecting from blood is like squeezing water from stone. By evening, I'd driven to her trailer, but it was dark.
Truck gone.
A neighbor said she'd packed up for business in Wyoming. That night, I broke it to our parents. Mom gasped. Dad growled. But they hedged. Must be a mix-up. Talk it out. Family's thicker than water. I hung up, alone in the vast silence of my cabin, staring at land listings now as distant as the stars. The weeks blurred into a haze of desperation and dead ends. I dragged myself to work, but my focus was shot. Spreadsheets swam before my eyes, haunted by that empty account. Colleagues noticed. My boss, old Mr. Harlan, pulled me aside. "Emily, you're sharper than a tack usually. What's eaten you?" I brushed it off, as family stuff. But inside, I was unraveling. Calls to banks yielded nada, no reversal, without proof of theft. Insurance? Not for internal disputes. Lawyers quoted $10,000 retainers for a suit that might yield zilch, given Clara's nomadic life and empty pockets. She's judgment-proof, one said bluntly. No house. No savings, you'd be chasing shadows. Meanwhile, Clara's social media lit up like a 4th of July fireworks show. Posts from Casper, Wyoming, showing her schmoozing at ranch supply expos. Unveiling mock-ups of her Hayes Heritage line, denim jackets with embroidered eagles, boots with silver spurs. My money turned into glossy photos and promo videos. One caption, betting big on the American dream, sometimes you gotta saddle up and ride. Comments poured in inspiring. Boss babe. No one knew the dream was built on my shattered one. I dug deeper, using public records. She'd filed an LLC in Wyoming, Clara Hayes as sole owner, with a silent investor named Derek Vance, a Casper Oil guy I tracked via LinkedIn. Her site touted pre-orders, partnerships with leather suppliers in Colorado. But digging revealed shaky contracts, payments deferred, promises thin as prairie grass. My best friend, Sarah Klein, a ranch hand from down the road, found me sobbing in my truck during lunch. Spill it, she demanded, climbing in. I poured out the tale. Her face hardened like sun-baked clay. That no-good varmint. Blood don't excuse thieving. We talked for hours. Law ain't the only trail to justice, she mused. Her whole gig rides on trust, suppliers, buyers. That investor. What if the truth rustled him up? She'd twist it. Make me the jealous sis. Not if you play smart. Let the facts do the roping. That sparked something. I couldn't steal back cash, but I could shine a light on her house of cards. Sleepless nights turned into research marathons. I pored over Wyoming business laws. LLCs required transparent dealings, and fraud could void protections. Clara's loan from me? She'd documented it vaguely in filings, likely for tax dodges. I gathered evidence, screenshots. Our recorded call, Montana's one-party consent helped. Emails demanding repayment. I reached out anonymously to her partners via forums and tips lines, sharing public red flags without slander. A leather supplier in Denver confirmed delayed payments. Pre-order customers grumbled on Reddit about no updates. Word spread like wildfire in dry brush. Clara called 2 weeks in, voice cracking.
Ink.
What are you doing? My investors asking questions. Just sharing facts.
Cease.
Like how my investment wasn't voluntary. Please. This is my shot. I'll pay you back, promise. But her promises rang hollow as an empty canteen. I hung up, heart heavy but resolved. This wasn't blind revenge. It was protecting others from her web. Mom and Dad pleaded for mercy. She's your kin, Emily. Let it lie. But I couldn't, not when she'd trampled our trust. The unraveling hit peak at a big Western wear trade show in Cheyenne. Clara was slated to pitch. I tipped off organizers anonymously with evidence packets, no lies. Just truths. They pulled her slot last minute. Social media erupted. Scam alert. Where's my pre-order refund? Derek Vance failed, suing for misrepresentation. Suppliers cut ties. Clara's LLC crumbled under complaints to the Wyoming Secretary of State. She vanished from online, her trailer repossessed, back to crashing on friends' couches. I met with a mediator in Billings, pushing for restitution. Legal clarity emerged under Western states' Uniform Fraud Acts. Her misuse of family funds could pierce the corporate veil. We settled civilly. She'd liquidate assets, pay in installments via wage garnishment. It wasn't all $82,000, but $25,000 upfront from sold inventory.
Plus monthly $500.
Humane? Maybe. But it beat endless court wars. Sarah toasted me over beers. You didn't brand her. You just herded her back to reality. As summer faded, I reflected on the toll. My savings crept back with overtime, hitting $15,000. Work promoted me to senior auditor, praising my detective instincts. But the family rift stung like a fresh brand. Clara surfaced in a tearful call. I'm sorry.
Eminência.
I was desperate. Thought it'd work. For the first time, remorse echoed true. Actions have consequences, I said softly. But maybe we can talk. The seed of healing planted, light as a mountain breeze. Fall swept in with crisp winds off the Rockies, carrying change like fallen leaves. My cabin felt emptier, the silence a reminder of fractured bonds. I'd throw myself into work, auditing ranch ledgers with a keener eye, spotting discrepancies that saved clients thousands. Mr. Harlan joked I had sheriff's instincts, but it came from hard lessons. The $25,000 from Clara's liquidation hit my account, enough to eye that land plot again. Those scaled back. Monthly checks trickled in. She was waitressing in Casper, living frugal in a shared apartment. No more flash. Reports from mutual friends painted her humbled, attending AA-style debt meetings. Our parents bridged the gap, clumsily.
Dad.
Ever the stoic cowboy, grunted over the phone. Proud of you for standin' tall. But blood's blood. Mom pushed for a union. Thanksgiving's comin'. Time to mend fences. I wavered. The humane path tugged. Clara's theft stemmed from envy and impulse, not pure malice. Western culture preached second chances, like ranchers rebuilding after floods. I agreed to a neutral meet in Helena, mediator style. Clara arrived looking weathered, like a trail-worn mare, no makeup, simple jeans and flannel. We sat at a corner booth in a quiet diner, coffee steaming between us.
Inc.
I messed up bad, she started, eyes downcast. Saw your savings as easy pickings. Convinced myself it was borrowing. Tears welled. But it was stealin'. Plain and simple. Destroyed us. I nodded, throat tight. It gutted my trust.
Clara.
Years of scrimpin', gone in a click. We unpacked it all. Her jealousy of my stability, my blindness to her struggles.
No excuses.
But understanding bloomed. I filed that LLC wrong. Dodged taxes thinkin' I was clever, she admitted. Learned the hard way about legal pitfalls. Under Wyoming law. Her fraud opened doors to restitution. But I chose mediation over full suit to avoid bankruptcy's crush. We drafted a formal agreement. She'd continue payments, attend financial counseling, rebuild credit. In return, I'd drop further claims, offer guidance on legit business starts. It wasn't instant forgiveness, but a trail forward. Family ain't about forgetting wrongs, I said. It's about choosin' to heal 'em. She hugged me fiercely. The first real contact since the storm. Back home, I applied lessons broadly. Joined a local support group for financial betrayal victims, sharing my story anonymously. It connected me to folks from ranches to reservations, all stung by trust's bite. One rancher, Tom Eaglefeather, lost savings to a cousin scam. We swapped tips on Montana's consumer protection laws, emphasizing early mediation. My audits sharpened. I flagged a client's embezzling bookkeeper, saving a family farm from ruin. Promotion followed, with a raise bumping my savings to $28,000. Clara visited Billings for Christmas, tentative as a fawn. Mom and Dad drove up, the cabin alive with laughter for the first time in months. We exchanged simple gifts. I gave her a budgeting book, she a handmade scarf. Over pie, she shared her new gig, assistant at a legit Western wear store. Learning ropes honestly. No shortcuts this time, she vowed. The evening ended with us stargazing on the porch, Rockies silhouetted. Thanks for giving me a rope to climb back, she whispered. Lesson learned. Talk before talking. Winter tested us. Clara slipped once, missing a payment amid a layoff. Instead of rage, I coached her through unemployment claims. Wyoming's safety net's clear in my research. She bounced back, stronger. Our bond mended slowly, like a fence post by post. Sarah approved. Smart revenge. Tannin, poison to medicine. By spring, my land purchase closed, 5 acres. Modest, but mine. Clara helped plant the first garden, dirt under our nails, sealing the truce. The light lesson crystallized. In the vast West, where isolation breeds desperation, communication bridges chasms better than vengeance. Trust rebuilds with effort, not erasure. Clara's betrayal birthed growth, my career soar. Her humility. Family drama? It's the grit that polishes us, if we choose wisely. Spring thawed the Montana frost, mirroring the melt in my heart. My new acreage hummed with potential. I fenced a pasture, planted alfalfa, even adopted a rescue horse named Dusty. Work at Yellowstone accounting buzzed. I led seminars on fraud prevention for local businesses, drawing from my saga. Spot the signs early, I'd advise. Document everything. Montana statutes favor paper trails in disputes. Attendees nodded, sharing tales that echoed mine, fostering a community shield against deceit. Clara's progress shown. From Casper. She emailed updates, counseling sessions unpacking her impulsivity. A side hustle crafting ethical jewelry sold at farmers markets. Payments arrived on time, whittling the debt to $50,000 owed. We video called weekly, conversations deepening beyond surface. I envied your steadiness. She confessed. Felt like the family failure. And I ignored your dreams, I admitted. Assumed my way was the only right path. Therapy, a Western rarity, but vital, helped us both. I attended sessions in Billings, unpacking resentment's roots in our lean childhood. A plot twist emerged midsummer. Derek Vance, her ex-investor, contacted me. Heard about your mediation success, he said. Impressed by the grace. Got a forensic accounting spot open in my firm. Think you'd fit. The offer. Relocation to Casper. 30% raise. Focusing on vetting startups. I mulled it, closer to Clara. Fresh start. Accepted after talks with her. This could be our reset, she said. Moving day. She helped load the truck. Our laughter echoing like old times. In Casper, life galloped forward. Vance's firm specialized in Western ventures, oil, AG, tourism. My role, dissecting pitches for fraud. First case, a phony eco-ranch scheme. I unraveled it using skills honed from Clara's mess, cross-checking filings, interviewing quietly. Saved the firm $200,000. Vance praised, "You're a natural bloodhound." Clara and I shared dinners, brainstorming her legit business, Hayes handcrafted, focusing on sustainable Western accessories. I advised on LLC filings properly, Wyoming's requirements strict on transparency to avoid veil piercing. Family reunited for a Wyoming rodeo weekend. Mom and Dad beamed as Clara won a ribbon for her jewelry display. Over campfire stories, Dad admitted, we should have stepped in sooner. Feared losing you both. Mom hugged us, proud of the mending. The event sparked Clara's turnaround. Orders flooded. Profits funding extra payments. Debt dropped to $40,000. Challenges arose. Clara faced a lawsuit from a pre-order customer. I guided her through small claims court, emphasizing restitution over defense. She settled fairly. Lesson reinforcing honesty. My own test, auditing a family firm revealed embezzlement by a brother. Instead of immediate exposure, I suggested mediation, humane echo of my path. They reconciled. Business saved. By fall, our bond solidified. We hiked the Wind River Range, sharing dreams under endless skies. Betrayal nearly broke us, I reflected. But facing it head-on built something stronger. Clara nodded. Learn trust ain't given, it's earned daily. The light lesson? In family drama storm, revenge fuels fire, but empathy douses it, leaving fertile ground for growth. Western spirit thrives on resilience, not retribution. Savings hit $35,000. I invested wisely, per my expertise. Clara's business bloomed.
Eating locals.
We co-hosted a workshop, From Betrayal to Business, Family Finance Lessons. Attendees left inspired. Our story a beacon. Winter's grip returned, but warmth filled our lives. In Casper, I thrived at Vance's firm, promoted to lead investigator. The cases piled, exposing a fake mineral rights scam, saving ranchers' fortunes. Each win felt redemptive, turning my pain into purpose. Clara's Hayes Handcrafted expanded, a storefront in downtown Casper. Products in regional catalogs. Profits cleared her debt faster. By spring, only $20,000 remained. We'll celebrate when it's zero, she grinned during a joint audit session. Our parents visited often. The family whole again. Dad taught us fly fishing in the Platte River. Mom shared recipes around the kitchen table. This is what we prayed for, she said tearfully. No more tiptoeing. Open talks healed old wounds. Clara and I co-authored a blog on family finance, blending my legal know-how with her entrepreneurial grit. Posts like Navigating Sibling Disputes, Western Legal Tips went viral locally, emphasizing mediation under Uniform Acts. A final twist. Clara discovered a tax rebate from her old LLC. $8,000. She handed it over fully.
Full circle, she said. Debt paid.
We toasted with local brews. To second chances. My land back in Billings rented well. I bought a shared ranch with her, symbolic partnership. Careers intertwined. She consulted on my cases for creative insights. I vetted her expansions.
2 years on.
At 34, I reflect from our ranch porch, dusty grazing nearby. The theft? A dark chapter. But it forged unbreakable ties. Clara, thriving at 31, mentors young entrepreneurs. Honesty's your best lasso. Lesson light yet profound. Family betrayal stings like a scorpion. But forgiveness, laced with accountability, transforms venom to vitality. In the American West's expanse, where horizons promise renewal, we choose paths of grace over grudge. Trust rebuilt daily. Our story inspires. No perfect endings, but humane ones, where drama yields wisdom, and kin ride together into the sunset.